You're listening to the Gabe Molina Podcast.
He made me send. He said, "How do you spell her name?" So I sent your last name, and she said she doesn't have a waist that big to put on.
I said her name might fit on the back of my belt, but it ain't gonna fit on the back of her belt. Well, AB and Clay, thank you for coming to the podcast.
Yes.
Yeah, thank you for having us.
I appreciate you driving all the way up here, and I appreciate you driving all the way up here with him. AB is from Kyrgyzstan.
Right.
AB, tell me a little bit about yourself, girlfriend.
All right. My name is Aibiike K, and I'm from Kyrgyzstan. I'm an exchange student in the United States, and I'm here since like August. I'm junior in high school, and yes, that's pretty much about me.
What's your, as far as your childhood goes, I want to know what kind of, I was talking to Bojan the other day. We were talking about you. And we talked about how young you are. You're 16, going to be 17.
Yes.
And it was like at our age, even now at my current age, to have the courage to say, hey, I'm leaving home. And I'm going to go really far away for a really long time. What was something that, when did you get interested in something like that? How old were you? What happened?
So, since my childhood, I was raised with my grandma. She always lived with us. And my family always, they appreciated education. They always wanted us to study and go to courses and learn English and everything. I started learning English when I was in 3rd grade.
Oh, wow.
And when I was in 3rd grade, my teacher, her name is Kanugul Abzalbekovna.
Yes.
She told me about this program, Future Leaders Exchange Program, Flex.
And this was in the 3rd grade?
Yes, when I
Okay.
was in 3rd grade. And her son was actually in America with this program, and she showed me all his pictures around and how cool that experience was for him. And I was like, okay, I want to do that. And plus my
There was
uncle,
no fear in you in that?
No.
I mean, you didn't...
I was in 3rd grade, like...
So maybe you didn't quite understand what it was. You just thought that looked pretty cool.
I didn't understand the responsibility and everything. I was just, I'm going to do that when I will be older. But I didn't expect that I will get older that much, like, quick.
Yeah.
You know, it was just like a couple of years, and I was in my 9th grade, and I was like, I want to give it a shot. And I did that, and I got accepted to the scholarship program. Actually, my uncle, my dad's younger brother, he was in the United States a lot, and I used to get like a lot of candies and presents from here, and I was like, I want to go there too. You know? So there was a lot of motivation around and support.
That's cool. So Is this the first time you've ever left your home country or even home?
Yes, it was my first time abroad.
Man, that's brave, huh? I guess, what was the process for it? Was it something that you had to qualify for, or how did that whole process work?
Okay, so...
What's the name of the program?
Flex.
Flex, okay.
Yes, it stands for Future Leaders Exchange Program.
Okay.
And it's all for post-Soviet countries.
Okay.
It was established like 30 years ago. This year is going to be 30 years for it.
Oh, wow.
Yes, and first tour is 3 essays. You have to answer questions like, why do you want to go to US, and what are you going to do if your host parents, like, you will have troubles with it or something like that. And the second one is
what was your answer to
I didn't have that kind of questions. I had a question that what kind of like activities am I going to do in high school and stuff like that. Second tour was about English language. I had to take a test and show them that I have a basic level of English language, right? And the third one was...
You speak really well.
Thank you.
Compared to me.
It's like the best compliment for all exchange students. I always say that. So, and the third one was interview, and 3 another essays. That essays actually was like under the supervising, and you had to answer the questions. Each essay was like 300 words, and it was in 45 minutes.
Wow.
And yes, it's a long process. And after the third tour, you have another English test. So.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So how long after you took all these tests did you find out that you had been accepted And now, do you find out you're going to be accepted and where you're going immediately, or do you just find out you're going to be accepted and now you've got to wait and find out where you're going?
No, so it's a very interesting story. So flights, it's waiting. I always say like you have to be passionate to apply for this program. You start in September, you finish it in April, all the application process and everything.
Wow, that's a long time.
Yes, it's a long time. You have to wait between each tours, and then after you got to get your status of finalist, you have to wait for your host family, because we cannot choose our host families. Host families choose us.
Oh, gotcha.
Yes, and I was waiting since ending of March through August.
Okay.
I waited all the time to get my host family, and
is that the cutoff time, August? Because I guess school starts, right?
yes, its cutoff time is September actually.
Oh, okay.
But if they wouldn't find my family before August 16th, I wouldn't come. And the date when they found my family was August 9th.
Wow. So, okay, let's pause there for a minute. You're the host family.
Right.
How does that play out, man?
So it was kind of a weird story scenario where Erin, mom, I'm working in North Louisiana, and
Thank you for the boudin, by the way. It was amazing.
yeah, it was good. I still have some left. I should have brought you some more. So mom gets an email, just kind of out of the blue email about foreign exchange students and from ASSE program. And I'm in North Louisiana. She forwards it to me and says, "What do you think?" And I just send her a note back saying, "I'm open to it. We'll talk about it when I get home." So anyway, I come home and
when you say you're open to it, are you trying in the conversation so you can go do something else, or do you really take into consideration what it's
I
involved?
was legitimately open to it. It wasn't one of the she knows what that is. If I'd responded, "We'll see," that means no. But but I was open to it. So anyway, I come home and we talk about it some more, and I get on the internet and start filling out the application, because there's an application process on our side too. And while I'm filling out the application, I haven't even hit submit yet. And while I'm filling out the application, my phone rings. And it's one of the program directors from ASSE. And she says...
That's so it's Flex for you, and it's ASSE?
Well, both, right? So ASSE is the organization that puts together or one of the organizations that puts together the exchange students. So there's several different programs out there. Mm-hmm. ASSE, there's several different scholarship programs, and they also have non-scholarship kids too, right? Kids that are paying their own way, or families are paying their way. So it's not just scholarship kids. So while I'm still I haven't hit submit yet. I'm still filling out the application, and my phone rings. It's one of the program directors, says, we see that you're filling out or you're interested in exchange student. I said, it's kind of weird. I said, I haven't even hit submit, and you're calling me.
You looked at your phone, you're like...
Yeah. Well, she said, and kind of what A.B. alluded to was, it was so close to the deadline that they get a notification on their end when somebody is filling out the application, and they're trying to get placements done because the deadline's coming up.
Yeah.
And she wanted to know, are you serious, or are you just kind of window shopping, right? Are you just browsing?
You're just trying to appease your wife so she leaves you alone.
So we said, no, we're serious. And so I finished filling out the application.
They said, cool, she's on the way.
Yeah, almost. We're getting to that point. Yeah. So I said, yeah, we're serious. So I finished filling out the application. I hit submit. Literally a few hours later, Leanne's standing in our house. Because they have to do a site visit where they come check out the house, make sure that we're...
And Leanne's part of
Leanne's part of ASSE.
Gotcha.
She's one of the area directors.
Where's she out of if she's there?
Pleasanton.
Okay.
Yeah, so the way the program's set up, the area coordinators have to be within... I think they have a 60-mile radius around them that they oversee. So... I think our house is 59 miles from Leanne. So anyway, so she's in our house that afternoon, and she interviews Aaron and I. She takes pictures of the house because they have to send pictures in like where AB would
make sure
stay.
she has a room, and
right?
Like
because and there's certain rules, right? They can share a room if they couldn't share a room with the opposite sex, and then there's I think there's an age gap too. I don't remember, but AB's got a room. We have a guest room that AB's stayed in all year. So
I think I peed in your restroom one time when I was
yeah.
The only clean girls' restroom I've ever seen in my life.
But anyway, so once we were, and you also have to do a background check, but both Aaron and my background checks were fast because we had already been in the system. Aaron's a school teacher, so hers was already, they use the same background check system, and I had done CASA stuff, and that's the same background check system, so it came back
It's almost
fast.
perfect.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's when the hard part begins for us, because they start flooding you with options, right? I mean, it's boy, girl, age, country. I mean, we had, I don't know how many students we looked at, and they all come with bios that you can read.
Did you have to write your own bio?
Yes, I wrote a letter to my host family. That's what they do, like to make our account or whatever on the website.
Okay.
And then there's a video too, right? She had a video. She had a video as well. So you actually can't see pictures of them, or all you can do, at least initially from our end, all you can do is read the bio. You can't even see their video until your background checks have been approved to make sure. I guess you're not some sort of creeper.
Yeah. Collecting videos.
Yeah, collecting videos of kids. So anyway, once all that was approved and done, then that's when you start hitting with the barrage of the candidates coming, and that was the hard part, because there's hundreds of kids, and of those, and all of them sound great. They all sound amazing. They all want to come here to do this experience, and well, long story short, we ended up with AB.
So what was it about her that made you guys go,
that's the one?
That's the one.
You know what? I can't put my finger on we narrowed it down. We narrowed it down to two young ladies, and I saw a funny story in her video. She kept talking about over and over how she wanted to do yoga, and how when she got here, she wanted to do yoga with her new host family. And so I'll tell you, I was like, no, we want this other girl, because I'm not interested in doing yoga. I'm not putting on the pants. I'm not laying on the floor.
Did he do yoga?
One time.
But there wasn't a lot of peer pressure to do yoga, so it was just the one time we did yoga.
Yes,
but
that's cool.
Yeah, so I was actually in the camp. I was like, this other chick does not want to do yoga with me, so I'm voting for that one. But the rest of the family they were dead set on AB, and
They liked me.
yes.
Good.
Yes.
She has a great smile. You have a great smile.
Oh, thank you.
You remind me of my smile. We both have amazing smiles.
Yes, we do.
So you get the, notification that you have a host family now.
It was on my mom's birthday.
What day was that on?
August 9th.
August 9th. Happy birthday to your mom. Super duper early. So is it a letter? Is it an email? Or how do they?
It is a call.
Oh, it's a phone call.
Yes, she said, we found a host family for you. I was so happy. Like, I was jumping at that time because I was waiting for that moment for so long.
Do you get any information on them? Or not yet?
Not yet.
Okay.
I found out that their job and about the family members and their address and their email. So I could chat with them and everything.
And you saw the address and you went, wow.
Yes. Exactly. That second, I searched it on Google. Where is George West? And it was in Texas. I was like, nice.
That is funny. So you told your mom. What did your mom say?
She said, all right, because I think she was hoping in the bottom of her heart that I will not find a family.
Oh, yeah, she doesn't want to lose her baby, yeah.
Yes, but she was happy too.
Good.
She was happy. Yes, we're all hoping there's gonna be a small town, because that's what they usually send us to, small towns, because it's easier to learn about American culture and be involved in the community, and it's gonna be small school and everything, Yeah. Yes, I was super happy that it was in small community.
So from the 9th, when you find out, when are you on a plane heading to God knows where?
In a week.
In a week?
Yes.
Were you already packed? You already had everything ready to go?
No, I was not. So it was a quick process to make everything done, and I did, I think, pretty well.
Did you ever get nervous?
No.
Not at all?
No, I was not.
I would have had high anxiety.
My excitement was higher than my nervous anxiety, you know? Yes.
So you get on a plane, you head down here. Now, it's a funny story because you're not home, right?
I'm
you're
not
at
home.
work
No.
still.
Yeah, I'm back at work now.
And then doesn't somebody break down on the side of the road or have flat tires?
Yeah. So her first adventure home was an adventure. So Aaron and the boys go to San Antonio Airport.
First day of school.
First day of school?
Yeah, that's right. So she missed the first day of George West school.
Everybody misses first day in George West.
Yeah. So on the way home, they pull over off of I-37 and 99 there in Whitsett, and because the car's overheating.
Oh.
And she's probably thinking to herself, "What have I gotten myself into?" You know. But I don't know. We have a radiator problem. We still have a radiator problem. I don't know what the deal is with the car. But anyway, yeah. So her first ride home. Actually, the first picture with the family.
I was going to say, wasn't it from the side of the road or something?
Yeah, it's from the side of the road in Whitsett, Texas. Is a picture with the family.
There's like dollar store in the background or something like that.
I think I saw that. Now I want to say that maybe I'm lying. I want to say I reached out to Erin. I was like, "Hey, you guys are right." And she's like, "Yeah, somebody came up and picked us up." What was your? Let's back up a little bit. What are your first thoughts when you meet Erin and the boys? You get off the plane, you see your host family. What are your thoughts?
Okay, so I was feeling.
Did you know you're gonna be in a house with boys?
Yes.
Okay.
I was feeling very comfortable. Like, we had only one phone call before, like it was like a Zoom, and I knew how they looked like and everything, but I felt very comfortable. I didn't feel any like nervous or anything. I just felt very exciting. It was that day. It was all full of excitement.
even breaking down.
Yes,
what was
even
your thought
breaking
there?
down. I don't know. I was tired and excited.
Yeah.
You know.
Well, you just had how long of a flight is that?
Okay, total is like 18-20 hours.
Wow.
Something like that. Yes.
Wow. So they get picked up.
No, actually, all we did filled the radiator up with water, and they trucked on home.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah.
We did.
So your first day of school, you're ready to go. George West is a super small town, and you knew that you were going to a small town, but what were your first impressions of the town? Because I'll be honest, as we've gotten older, George West has a lot of general dollar places, but a lot of the main areas kind of died down. There's not a whole lot there. Were your expectations similar to what you were thinking when you got there, or was it higher or lower, or what did you think?
I never had expectations
Okay.
about the whole experience. I knew that I was coming to a small community, to a small town. And the main thing for me always was my family, like in what kind of family I'm going to be. And I was so happy to be with y'all.
I told her to say that, yeah.
Let me tell you something. I've only met you for probably like 2 or 3 hours, and I love you already.
Oh.
You have a very good host family.
Yes, I do.
They're from them to their children to even their parents. Really
For
good
sure.
people. So back home, do you live in a large city, or do you live kind of in a rural area like George West?
So it's a city.
Okay.
It's let's compare it to Corpus.
Okay.
Yes, it's something like that. And my family is big. We have 7 kids in my family. My mom, my dad, and my uncle and his wife. They live with us too. And my youngest brother, he was born after I came here.
Oh, wow.
So he's like 10 months old now, and I haven't seen him yet.
Oh, that's going to be a good reunion.
Yes, it's gonna be a good reunion.
Did you call your mom as soon as on the first day?
Yes, I just texted her. Even when I was back home, my country, when I was emailing her, I just called her mom.
Yeah.
And I called her.
Well, no, your mother
your
back
mom.
home.
Oh, my mom.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you get a hold of her when you'd first gotten into George West, or did it
Yes.
take some time to call her? What did you tell her? What was your first conversation?
I don't really remember. I remember that I said to her that it's very hot in here.
It's very hot. What's the temperature like where you're from? Is it cooler or always cooler? Or does it get hot?
We have all 4 seasons, so it's really hot.
No, we have 2. There's summer, and then there's
Summer
2
light.
weeks. Yeah.
Yes, there's like in summer it's very hot. So, but it's like different type of hot. You know, humidity here is
Oh, it's brutal.
yes.
That takes some getting used to.
Yes, I was melting on first day.
Well, I was melting just putting this thing together. You saw that.
Yes, and my first day here, I went to Whataburger right after the airport.
What did you think about Whataburger?
It was good.
Is it good or is it amazing?
It was awesome. It was amazing.
That was your first meal.
Yes.
There's a lot of fast food down here. Is there a lot of fast food in Kyrgyzstan too, or?
There's mostly like a lot of national food places.
Okay.
Yes.
What is your favorite? Sushi.
Mante.
What is that?
It's like dough, and you put there meat, onions, potatoes, and like put it in a pot.
And you bake it?
You don't bake it. It's like very soft.
Okay.
Dough. Yes.
That sounds good. I would just pick the onions out. You know what that sounds very familiar to? Is man, all my Mexican friends are gonna hate me. But what is it?
They do.
The non-Mexican friends hate me too. What is it? Carne picada, I think is what it's called, maybe. And it's like a ground meat with potato and onions, but it's not put in a dough. It's just separate, and then we eat like 13 tortillas with it. That does sound good.
Yes.
Tortilla maker right here.
Mm-hmm.
So how did that go? Who taught you how to make tortillas?
Miss Davis, actually.
Miss Davis.
Oh, Miss
yes.
Davis?
Yes.
Did you bring any?
Sorry, no, not today.
I was going to say, I need some.
Sam and Jolie, they ate it all.
Or now, do you make them round or are they weird shaped?
They're weird shaped.
Perfect.
Like...
No, that's perfect.
Yes. Yes.
So you come to school, you get to school. What was that like for you? Are you immediate? Does the school provide like a hey everybody meet AB kind of thing, or do they throw you in the hallway and say good luck?
That's it.
That one?
Yes. But it was when I just came to Georgia, it was like August 16th or 17th, and next day I went to school.
Okay.
So I didn't even have a jet lag or anything like that, so it was easy. And like on first day, George West seemed so big for me, like the school.
Yeah.
I couldn't find rooms, I couldn't remember names, and I could like write everyone's name in my notes in my own language, in my own letters.
Yeah.
That was pretty funny. And then I got used to it very easily and quickly.
So compared to your school, is it a little bit larger?
George West?
Georgia school?
It's small.
It's small? Okay.
Yes. My high school in my country, it has like a lot of students.
Oh,
It's
really?
completely different system and completely different system of education. So it was different too.
So who's the first person you talked to, friend-wise?
Abby Dobbs.
And what did she say to you?
She helped me to find the room of Miss Locke.
That wasn't Miss Locke's still there.
Yeah.
Good.
It was Coach Locke for us. I still have a hard time not calling her Coach Locke.
Okay.
Yeah.
And so that was your first person that you interacted with?
Yes.
Well, did she stay close to you the whole entire school year?
We went to Boston together.
Oh, that's right. You did tell me.
Yes.
That's right.
Yes.
Well, good. What's the school like compared to, I guess, where you went? Is it comparable? Is it easier? Is it harder? Or what was your?
So I think because of the classes that I took, I think school in Georgia is easier than my school back home. Because back home we cannot choose classes, or we have to take like 18 classes in a week. Our schedule changes every day.
Wow.
Like it's different every day. And we have like all sciences and social studies, all of it.
Yeah.
Yes.
So then I guess maybe did it take some adjusting to get used to that system?
It did. It really did. I was bored like first week going to the same classes every day, but then I got used to it.
Yeah.
Yes.
I could see that being a benefit to somebody being exposed to all those different classes, different teachers. It kind of, because I'm going back to when we were in high school, and I got bored. I'm not gonna lie. Sorry, Mr. Holland. I was in Mr. Holland's science class, and yeah, I could have done better. So sorry, Mr. Holland. So what did you enjoy about school in George West, and what was something that you probably could have done without? What are, let's say, your top 3 things that you enjoyed about going to school in George West?
All the clubs and organizations that I was in.
You were in a bunch, because
Yes.
I was watching you on social media, and I was like, this girl's everywhere.
Yes, I really liked that. even like in small town like that, there's a lot of opportunities for students to go and to experience a lot of stuff, like to learn, like FCCLA, BPA. There, it's really cool organizations where you can go and do stuff. Yeah. And the second thing, I really liked homecoming week.
Okay.
It was a lot of fun.
A lot of excitement.
Yes, dress up themes and like football home game. And
so is that similar? Are there similarities to your school back home, or is it totally different and a little more structured? Maybe not structured, but maybe fewer, I guess, extracurricular kind of things.
Yes, I can say that because people usually do it out of school, like extracurricular activities. They're not in high school. Like you cannot find them in the school. You have to go around the city and find them.
Oh, gotcha.
Yes, and the third thing, I think it's people. Like teachers, they're super supportive and kind, and they're always ready to help.
Yeah.
And I really liked it.
That's good. What was your thought on, and I got to ask you this because I think I have an idea. What is your take on Texas and people from Texas?
People in Texas are very proud to be Texans.
Yes. Hence the flag on them.
Nailed it, yeah.
You know what's funny is we talked about this earlier, and I go home, I go to work, and I go home. Mm-hmm. And but when in the United States, I feel as though there's a lot of people in this country that will tell you, I'm American and I'm from Iowa, right? In Texas, people go, I'm from Texas.
I'm from Texas, yes.
So Texas is like maybe the one state, maybe there's a couple more where you're Texan before you're American.
Yes, exactly.
And your allegiance is, I don't know, they do a really good job of, I guess, the indoctrination of being Texan. You know, it comes with an attitude, and everybody loves it. You know,
yes.
and even HEB caters. You know, Texas.
Yep.
Whataburger
caters to Texas. So yeah, we're very proud people.
Yes. And I really liked it. Actually, when I went to DC, where there was all the exchange students, and I used to say all the time, yes ma'am, yes ma'am, yes sir. And my friends, they started making fun of me. They were like, what are you talking about? What are you saying? Why are you talking like that? I was like, because I'm from Texas.
You know what's funny is like I'll talk to people or I'll see somebody in town, and it's always sir, ma'am, even kids, you know, and it's more at a certain point, it's just a term of respect toward another person.
Yes.
And it's funny because I'll hear people say, don't call me sir. And I'm like, blame my dad. You know, it's his fault that I do that. But those are good manner habits, holding doors for people and things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
So
yes.
So was it did you have an idea of what people in the United States or in Texas were like before you came, or was it you didn't?
No.
Hadn't thought about it?
I didn't think about it at all.
I often wonder people's opinion of us that are in another country. Mm. What is the opinion? Is it negative?
It's not.
Okay.
It's just people. Yes, people will be like people in my country. We have a big hospitality, and if you would be there, they would be really happy to see you. First of all, you're from America, you're from different country. They just want to know about like your culture and everything. Second of all, you speak English and you want to practice your English with that person.
Oh, gotcha.
Yes.
So is there a lot of tourism in Kyrgyzstan?
Yes.
What is I guess what's the big thing over there? Is it tourism or do they produce? What do they produce or what's
agriculture?
Agriculture.
I think it's a big thing back home. Yes.
So it's very similar to George Washington, Texas,
mm-hmm.
right? A lot of beef and agriculture kind of thing?
Yes, a lot of horses and beef and cows, especially in the South. I'm from South in my country too, so I'm Southern girl actually, everywhere.
What was your opinion when you got to the house out there? Because it's very rural. You're out in the middle of nowhere, and you said you lived in the city before.
Yes.
So at a certain point, do you find yourself going, where are they taking me? You know, because it's like, hey, town's back there. Yeah. Where are we going?
I don't really remember that kind of thoughts that day. I just, okay, let's go to house. Like,
it's a beautiful drive out there.
It is very beautiful, especially like in during the fall and during the spring. It's all green and there's flowers around. So I enjoyed I
pretty
enjoy
sunsets.
being in the range. Yes, exactly.
Yeah.
My country is like 80-90% mountains, and we cannot see like beautiful sunsets and sunrises.
Oh wow, I didn't think about that.
And here it's like every day. You just go to the porch and you can sit there and enjoy
It's amazing, right?
Yes, it is. It is. I really love it, and I'm really gonna miss the sunsets and sunrises.
Yeah.
Yes.
What was some of your favorite things to do out at the ranch?
To go ride a mule and golf cart and see the cows around. Yes.
Did you you did a lot of traveling, right?
I did.
So is that part of the Flex program too, or was that part of the high school? Because you'd even gone to Puerto Rico or something, right?
Yes.
What was how is that affiliated with the program, or is that something that the high school put on, or was that just trips you were taking?
So Flex, my program, they never say us that we're gonna travel, so we don't have to expect that because it's more like cultural exchange program, you know. But all my trips were through high school and through my ACC program.
Okay.
One of them to DC, it was civic education workshop, and it actually was from Flex program.
Okay.
It was on competition-based selection program. You know, you had to write an essay and get selected to go there. And Puerto Rico trip, it was by ACC. It was like top 10% of exchange students could go there. So I went there, and all the trips around Texas, they were through high school.
Oh, okay.
She's being a little bit modest because of all the exchange students in the U.S., only 8 were selected to go to Puerto Rico. And
Wow.
so she was one of the 8. So she's being a little bit modest when she says top 10%.
Don't ever be modest.
So
Don't ever be modest.
It was a big deal to be selected to go to Puerto Rico.
You're Texan now. Don't ever be modest.
That's right.
Well, you know what's funny is I was just fixing to say it pays to kids listening. It pays to be smart. It pays to do your homework. It pays to put yourself out there. It pays to get involved in certain programs because, like I said, I've watched your Instagram. I'm a fan. And I'm like, this girl is going everywhere. You know, I go to work. I go home. I go to Georgia West. You even and then the Massachusetts trip, was that
Yes.
part of the school as well?
It was from high school, so AP literature class they were going to Massachusetts, Boston, and Salem. And I was like, I want to go with them too, because I was not in that class.
Yeah.
And I applied for scholarship by ACC and mini leadership scholarship, that's what it calls. And I got the scholarship and I went with them.
I feel like you're a borderline professional essay writer. Is that correct?
I guess.
Have you always been good at writing?
I think so.
Is it something that you've always kind of enjoyed doing? Because I'll be honest with you, even to fill out college applications or you know, there were essays associated with college, I didn't want to do them. You know, I have this love-hate relationship with reading and writing. I love to hate doing it.
Yes.
So being able to, I guess, put something together, and not just to put it together and write it and submit it, but to be successful and have people notice it and say, hey, these are one of our top, you know, essays. This girl's in. You know, that's impressive.
So I don't really like writing. I like reading.
Oh, okay.
And I think it helps me to write, but it takes me a lot of days to write something good. Like, even through my essays, I have to do brainstorming and then put the first draft, second draft, third draft. And then if I like it, I'm going to submit it. If not, I'm going to give it to other person and let him read it. And then, like, do some corrections and changes and submit it. Actually, my host that helped me a lot was DC. It was to the civic education workshop. Yes.
Oh, no. No, not really.
Did you help?
You did.
I read the essay and I
Well,
help.
he's a critiquer. I'll give him that.
Yes.
If nothing else, I can judge. You know, I can stand.
Was
in
he like,
judgment.
get back in your room and go?
No, but you had a lot of help with that because you took that to school and some of
Yes.
the
Some of my
teachers.
teachers.
Yeah, some of the teachers from school added some flair to it as well, and obviously it did well because she got picked to go to DC and also go to Puerto Rico. So I mean, like I said, she's being a bit modest, but there was a lot of hard work that went into being selected to do some of these activities.
And you know, it's funny because that's a lot of effort. It's a lot of work. The payoff's big, you know, so it's
Yes.
worth it, you know. But when I think about when we were kids, right? And I don't feel like I was exposed to any of that. No. You know, it wasn't until I was an adult filling out resumes that I learned, hey, somebody else needs to read this. You know, because when you're writing something, right, it makes sense to you. You know, even at work, you know, if we're writing notes or we're putting something together or we're trying to be descriptive, you know, I know what my intent is. I'm trying to convey that to somebody else who doesn't know what my intent is. So to be able to share that with Clay or share that with a teacher or even a peer to read through it and say, hey, this part doesn't make sense to me. You know, it makes whatever you're writing stronger. And I think that's where a lot of people, even adults, forget that, you know. Filling out resumes, you know, making sure it's catered to the specific job you're going after. You know, you might have 20 resumes, right? You know, the meat and potatoes are the same, you know, but if I want this job that's, you know, over here and it's this thing specific, I need to cater to this thing specific, you know, so you got to love reading and writing to do that stuff. And I'm more of a movie guy. Culturally, what was something that you dug, that you liked? Here. Food? What was your favorite?
Tacos.
What
Potato,
kind of tacos?
egg, and cheese.
Potato, egg, and cheese. That's a good taco. What else was something that you thought was pretty cool culturally? What about music? What kind of music do you like?
Music. Okay, yes. I really started liking country music.
Okay. Good girl.
Aaron Watson.
Aaron Watson, yes, he's good.
I really like his songs.
Hey, what else? What other country guys do you like?
I know just
Aaron Watson?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, she did ask for my playlist before she goes home. She wants to take home some of the stuff.
What is your playlist?
Oh, Aaron Watson. No, listen, my music is wide ranging from like hardcore metal to country to classic rock.
Gangster rap?
No, you won't find any of that on there. There's some Beastie Boys. That's not gangster rap. Yeah.
It's in the area. It's heading in that direction. Yeah. What was it like having two country brothers?
So in my family back home, we have 5 girls in my family and 2 boys. And boys are like, they're little.
Yeah.
And they're still young. And it was a really cool experience to have like kind of, I don't know, 10 and 12 years old boys, siblings, you know.
Did it take them a while to, or did it take all y'all a while to kind of get adjusted to each other? Or?
I think so.
Okay.
Yes.
Yeah, I think we're still working some of that out.
well, you know, it's funny because you have great boys, but they're very similar to Dad that I've seen. Yes. You know, that they're a little reserved, a little quiet. You know. Takes a little bit to crack that shell, you know. Yeah. The other day when I went to go pick up that fire stick from your house, your oldest was there, and I always like to grab a kid, give him a kiss on the head. You know, usually I'm taller than them. I wasn't taller than him, but it was so funny because was it you there? No, it was Aaron.
Aaron was there because you fell in the mud.
We'll get to that in a minute. So I grab him, I give him a hug, and I just feel him stiffen up, and I'm like. And I got it anyway. I got the kiss anyway, but I was like, nah. You fight it all you want, buddy. I'm giving you a kiss on the forehead. It's coming. So that mud thing, I'm glad you weren't there. I'm real glad you weren't there. You know, I didn't realize that I had been set up, and I don't know what kind of mud y'all grow out there, but that is ridiculous. That's oil rig mud. So it was so terrible. I was trying to look cool because Aaron's cute, you know. So I was like, I'm gonna be cool because Aaron's cute, and then I fell in the mud.
She's gonna be proud you called her a Karen.
Well, she laughed at me like she was a Karen. You want to hear what's funny is I went home after I fell, after I dove. Anyway, I went home, and my dad was there, and my nephew was there because I was picking up his kids, and I was going to bring him to San Antonio. And he was waiting outside. I said, hey, go inside, tell Dad hello, tell him I'll see him next time. I'm covered in mud. I can't come inside. Man, I can't believe I'm telling this story because now I remember the rest of the story. Anyway, my dad's weird. So I leave. I get the kids in the car. I'm covered in mud. I leave. And Dad calls me. He's like, how come you didn't come inside to say hi? I said, Dad, I told Matt to tell you hello. I said, I fell at Aaron Hollins and slipped in the mud. I'm covered in mud, and I didn't want to bring mud in your house. And he goes, "Oh, you pooped yourself." And I go, "No, I fell in the mud." That's exactly the conversation that we had. Oh, it was so embarrassing. I thought I couldn't be more embarrassed in front of Aaron, and then my dad does that. So, anyway. Did you get to go to the, what else fun did you do in Texas? What was your favorite thing to do that wasn't traveling? Did you stand outside in a field in front of a fire with friends?
Yes, there was a bonfire
Okay.
During the homecoming week.
Oh, that's right. That was a good one.
Yes, I liked that. It was a lot of fun.
What else did you enjoy?
Let's see.
Did you get to do something just socially with your friends or anything?
Yes, we had like a Friendsgiving before the Thanksgiving because we don't have Thanksgiving back home.
Oh,
So it
okay.
was a cool experience too.
Yeah.
I liked Christmas, like to experience it. We don't have that too. And Halloween, like dressing up and stuff like that. So
It was it's something that I think as we get older we take for granted, but those experiences with your friends, getting to do those things, those will last forever.
Yes.
You know, that's a lot of fun. So who are some of the other people that you got to socialize? Who are your girlfriends?
let's see. Mackenzie, Abby, Blair, Haley, Jessica. There's a lot of them.
Yeah, and I guess they all kind of contribute to just you having a good experience here.
Yes, they really did.
What was something that you think you're gonna miss outside of your host family? Because I know you're gonna miss them. Girl, I know you're gonna miss me. But when you head back, what is something that you think you're gonna take with you back home that maybe will be a part of your life besides Aaron Watson?
Online shopping.
Online shopping?
Yeah, she's gotten quite good at
Yes.
shopping at Shein. What
And
else?
Amazon.
And Amazon.
Amazon?
Yes.
Do you do Amazon when you're in the bathroom?
No. Yes.
I do. My shopping cart has like thousands of things in it.
Exactly the same.
I don't buy it. I just leave it in there for a while.
Yes.
You know what's funny with the Amazon cart is I'll go through it, and it's weird because it's like going through phases of your life, right? It's like there's like a lot of stuffed animals, and then there's like knives, and then there's like candy, and I'm like, where was I when I wanted all these all these things?
Yes.
So your host mother, what is something that you feel you learned from her?
Cooking.
Cooking?
I think so.
What's something that she makes real good?
Tortilla cheesecake.
Okay. She makes some pretty good pulled pork too.
Yes, she does.
With
I
mud.
can't have pork.
Well, yes, you can. I can have
You
a
can,
lot of pork.
yes.
That was actually in my hand when I fell, and it's funny because I screamed, "Aaron!" because I was gonna toss her the pork sandwich.
The other thing that I learned from her is like love to animals.
Oh, yeah.
I used not like animals when I just came.
Really?
I was scared of 2 dogs that we have now to death. Like I couldn't get up from the car.
The ones you have now?
My 2 labs.
They're big.
We would have to put them in the barn so Aibieke could get out of the car and come inside
Yes,
the house.
I was scared of like tiny kittens, so I just came.
Also, in fact, we had, and we actually have kittens again now, but we had, I'm talking little kittens.
Yeah.
She wouldn't come on the porch with the kittens. The kittens, and who doesn't love an adorable, fluffy kitten?
I'd rather have a dog, but
Yes, now I can like play with them, and I still like cats more than dogs, but yes. That's
what about
I
the
like.
hunting? Did you experience any of the hunting?
Not really. What do we call that thing with deer that we did with Uncle Toby?
Oh, we would. She came out and when we were catching deer one day.
Oh.
we did
Catching deer,
yeah.
yes.
Is Uncle Toby crazy?
He's crazy, but I like him.
He's a good crazy.
He is. Yes.
My wife, you met her today. One of the first times she ever came to the house. My dad, when we were younger, he used to work for a little while as a butcher. And so there were times in the fall where people would bring deer to the house. And there were times where, whether it was with the game warden or it was the Krista's dad, the taxidermist, people would hunt and they would just want the mount but not the meat. So they're send it to Bear's house. They call my dad Bear. And so Nina came home one day and there was 5 or 6 deer hanging in the carport from the rafters. And blood all over the concrete. We're out there skinning, and she was like, "What is going on here?" And I looked at her like, "What are you talking about? Like, this is every fall." What are you? So that was a culture shock for her. Mm-hmm. What is something, and I'm going to make you super uncomfortable, but what is something that you're going to take away that maybe you learned from your host dad? Bad words?
No.
Yeah, that's
no,
a tough
wait,
one.
I have to think. I just trying to do the good one. Sarcasm?
Sarcasm.
That's a big one, yeah. I would say that's a great one that you're gonna and you learned it from a specialist.
Yes. Yes.
What is outside of her presence? What is something you're gonna miss about her? Because she leaves on the 7th.
Yes,
right?
yeah. We have how many days? 9 days
9
left.
days.
I'm gonna miss her smile.
Yeah,
she's got an infectious smile.
Oh, thank you.
And it's going to be an interesting dynamic around the house.
Yeah.
Now that we've gotten used to having a girl in the house, and with the addition to our family, and it's gonna be quiet. It's gonna be just different.
I'd imagine it'd be similar to having a child leave for college.
Yeah, probably so.
She's still there, but there's there'll be a void.
There will be. I guess the only difference is I won't have to pay for her to go back.
It's gonna be overseas. Yes.
But it's gonna be different. She's gonna be missed for sure, and it's just there'll be a different dynamic around the house till we find our new normal again, right? When she's gone. But she's found a love for all the stuff that we do, or at least she finds that she's now tolerating all the baseball and all.
Yes, I love baseball. I forgot actually to mention that.
You like baseball?
I like baseball.
Who's your favorite baseball team right now besides the Georgia West Longhorns?
Rattlers.
That's right, the Georgia West Rattlers.
Oh, the Rattlers.
Yes,
they're all over the internet too. They're a hot commodity too.
Right.
So, do you enjoy the game but not the sun, or do you like them both? Because it's hot days out there.
I know. I just put sunscreen on. It's fine.
Not that this is probably not a question to ask, but maybe it is. Is there any plan maybe in the future to visit her country? Be a guest over there?
No, there absolutely is. So we've told her that Aaron and I will come when she gets married.
Oh.
So, which won't be in the next few years, I don't think.
Hopefully.
Yeah. But that will be our first planned trip there.
Yeah.
So I'd love to go. I'd love to go to Kyrgyzstan. I like the mountains, and I love the mountains. I'm not as big on the beach as I am going to the mountains, and I'd love to go visit and go see that's a part of the world I haven't been to, right?
Yeah.
So I'd love to go there and experience some of that.
I think when you first got here, I looked at some videos, and I want to say it was Kyrgyzstan, where people would hunt with hawks in the mountains. They would drive into the mountains. They had these huge black hawks, and they would hunt deer with them. Anyway, I saw a video on it, and I was like, and this is how stupid I am. I'm like, oh, that's Kyrgyzstan. I didn't think about the cities and the schools. I was like, oh, that's Kyrgyzstan. They're hunting with hawks.
That's what they do.
So when people always make fun of Texans and the twang, I always go, oh yeah, that's kind of what it is. So what are your plans? For the summer, I guess you're going to be holding a baby a lot because you got a brand new little brother.
I have a new little brother and I have a new little cousin.
Okay.
Yes.
What is your what long-term goals? What do you want to? I guess what do you want to do for a living? Where do you want to travel to next? What do you want to study in? If you're choosing to go to college, what are you going to want to study? Will you be studying at Texas A&M University? Those are all questions to that.
All right, so I still have my senior year left. I will go back home and study.
So you have one more?
Yes, I have one more to go. And I am thinking now between psychology and international relations.
Okay.
I was always in psychology and everything, and I was sure that I'm going to study that field. But now, since I'm here and I see so many people really cool people. They're like in international relations and they work for UN and stuff like that. So I'm kind of interested in that too.
Yeah.
Yes.
That might be right up your alley. Get you back to the States.
To Texas.
Where would you want to go to college if you could pick?
Let's see. In the United States, I would like to go to UT or Rice.
Okay. Oof.
Yes.
I know. I know. It breaks my heart.
You know what? I don't want to say this, but she needs another year here, Clay.
So my niece just graduated. We went to Fort Worth this weekend, and my niece just graduated. She's going to TU, and so while as much as it breaks my heart, it's a good school, and it's depending on what you want to do with your life, that may be your best choice. I mean,
do you have a relative that, like, when you have family reunions, like when that relative shows up, everybody goes, oh.
Is it gonna be me?
No, I'm asking. That's
let's see. Maybe, probably back home. Yes.
That's how Texas feels about Austin. It's like, yeah, he's part of the family.
Yes.
Technically. Well, what do you have anything planned coming up for? You've got a little going away something coming up soon, right?
Yes, I have a farewell party June 4th. You're welcome to come.
I'll have to come. Is that a weekend?
Coming Sunday.
it's Sunday, yes.
Okay.
So week from today.
Okay.
Yes.
What have you? What are you gonna do as far as like your friends? Have y'all talked about keeping in touch? Are y'all gonna use social media?
Yes. We still have Instagram, and it's like biggest social media for me, I guess. And we're gonna just chat there and stay in touch. Even with my friends in George West, with my friends like from different countries from this program.
Oh, I didn't even think about that. all those people that you met.
Yes, all the people that I met, we're gonna stay in touch.
I'm super excited for you because I know that Clay and Aaron and the boys are gonna miss you, and everybody back in Georgia is gonna miss you. But I'm really excited because I know your mom has to be over the moon happy that you're coming home.
She just texted me last day. She said, when it's like it's getting closer, days are getting longer.
It's so cool that not, we talked earlier about you being open to traveling and not being afraid to go, but I don't have kids, but as a parent, I would imagine letting one of the boys go, at this age, so young, so far away, there's all these things that I would imagine as a parent you would feel, but ultimately the love for you that your parents have, the want for you to have that experience, the traveling experience, me and my family, we stay around the same place, one reason I probably never moved farther was because I always felt like I wanted to be close to home. I don't want to go too far, but I would imagine as your parents having the strength to say, hey, I want her to have this experience. I want her to be exposed to these things because they're going to benefit you as you get older. All these experiences are going to benefit you in your career, in your life, in your happiness, and for them to be strong enough to say, hey, let her go do this.
I think sometimes we think about how brave she is to come and do this, but how brave do they have to be to have allowed that? I would like to think I would let my boys go, but man, that would be tough.
Yeah,
that would be tough. I mean, your folks are, because they're sending them off to strangers.
Sure.
They didn't know us, and they were just putting their faith in the program's going to set them up with quality people and hope for the best. And so that'd be tough. It'd be tough to do as a parent. So hey, hats off to your parents too, who allowed you to have this experience.
I'm really grateful to them. I love them to death, and they really wanted me to experience it, and I'm really grateful for that. They trusted me like that much to send me overseas.
That's wonderful.
Yes.
I'll tell you what, I'm glad that I finally met you. We talked before, like, man, I need to meet her. I'd love to meet her. And I'm glad that I got to meet you. There's a few scenarios where I have friends. My buddy Louis, right? Louis Ponce. He adopted some kids, and it was interesting because that whole dynamic turned out as good as it possibly could have. And I feel like this dynamic turned out as good as it possibly could have. And I think being able to expose you to Clay's family, Aaron's family, the boys, Live Oak County, but also at the same time exposing Live Oak County to you, your culture, your religion, I think that area, I think Live Oak County, George West benefited also from having you there, and it's important because I keep asking you questions about like what impacted you, but there's also an impact that you're leaving on your friends. There's an impact that you're leaving on the kids that you spoke to. I saw you did something at the primary. There's all these impacts that this footprint that we don't realize that you're leaving, but it'll be noticed when you're gone. And people will always kind of, I just learned how to say Kyrgyzstan today. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But now he's got a daughter, and I have a little niece that are from Kyrgyzstan. So I'm so happy to have had you on here. I'm so glad that you're here. I'm an emotional guy. I'm a little bummed out that you're leaving, but I couldn't be more bummed out than I'm sure you guys are going to be. So, but if anything, the family just got bigger. That's all it did. Aibieke, you anything else you want to say?
I don't think so. I'm just very grateful for everything that I had here.
Well, I'm grateful to meet you.
Me too.
I mean, what I'd like to say is, hey, if you've ever thought about being a host family, always think about it, pray about it. It has to be right for you and your family, but we don't regret it, one bit. It's been a great experience for us. We're going to take next year off. We're not going to have we won't have a student next year, but we plan to do it again probably the following year. And I'd love to see more of it because I think you hit the nail on the head. I think more folks in Live Oak County, or just in general, doesn't have to be Live Oak County, in our area, need to see that kids are kids wherever you're from, right? I mean, Aibiike's been is a typical teenage girl for the most part. There's really no differences in who we are as people. There's differences in our cultures and maybe what is the norm for us, but she's still a kid, still it's been a fantastic experience, and I'm glad we've done it. I wish more people would do it. So if you think about it, they can always get in touch with us, and I'll be happy to elaborate on our experience and the folks in our area. We can set you up with the right folks to get you in the system and figure it out. And you don't have to do it. We committed for a full school year. You don't have to do a full school year. You can do a first semester, second semester, or a shorter term if you're nervous about that. And but it's a great opportunity for your family and for your community and for them, for that matter, to come experience what we have to offer. So don't hesitate to give it a try.
What about you? Tell the kids that might be interested in joining a program like you did.
They absolutely should do that. It's the best year in my life that I was saying. And it's just life-changing. You will remember this experience for your entire life, and it will surely benefit you a lot.
It goes the other way too. I mean, American kids go overseas. Yeah. It's not all coming here. American kids go overseas all the time as well. So
we're with technology and everything else, the world's becoming smaller and smaller. So exposing your children or being a younger person, exposing yourself to other cultures and other countries, it's only going to benefit you in the long run. So
absolutely.
Aibieke, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Clay, thank you, brother.
Oh, it's always a pleasure.
And thanks everybody for listening.
Thanks for listening to the Gabe Molina Podcast.